This is the last part to Quadratic Equations 3.1. Today we're going to be working backwards. Instead of given the equation and us graphing it, we are now given the graph and we're going to write the equation. So what we need, as you can see in the direction, says find 2 points. Those 2 points that you find, one is very specific and one can be any point. So when you find these 2 points, one needs to be the vertex, has to be the vertex. And then you can find any other point. So on this particular quadratic, our vertex is here. So it is, notice the scale is counting by halves. So this is 1, -4. And then we need any other point. So any other point on the parabola. So how about our y-intercept, for instance? 0, -3. Doesn't have to be that point, but that's an easy point for us to locate. Now we're going to take those 2 points and put them into vertex form. So as a reminder, vertex form is y equals a x minus h squared plus k. The vertex represents the h and the k, and this other point represents x and y. So we're going to substitute those 2 points we have into all of the appropriate places, and then we will solve for a. All right, so our y value is -3. We don't know what a is. Our x value is 0. Minus h, so -1, plus k, -4. All right, so now we're going to solve for a. To solve for a, we first add 4 to the other side. So +4 here, +4 here. That gives us 1 equals a. And then we simplify in here. 0 minus 1 gives us -1 squared. -1 squared is a +1, and when I rewrite that, I'm going to write that +1 in front. And obviously we know that 1a is the same thing as just a, so we can find that our a value is just equal to 1. Now, I wanted us to write an equation, not solve for a. We solved for a to help us write the equation, but writing the equation is the important part here. So we have to put it all back together. Y equals our a value of 1, and we don't have to write the 1, x minus 1 squared minus 4. So that's what we have in vertex form. And if we had an a value of anything other than 1, it would go right here in front. Notice in our final answer, we don't put any numbers in for x and y. The only numbers we put in are for h and k. And most of the time, you're not going to get an a value of 1. Like on this next one, it won't be 1. So your final answer will have a number for a number for h, and a number for k. All right, so I'm going to show you the next parabola. I want you to do the same thing. So hit pause and then see if you can find the vertex, a point, substitute it in, solve for a, write your equation, and then come back and check. All right, hopefully you located your vertex at -2, 5. And your point might be different than my point. I used the point -1, 3. You might have used a different one. So your work might look different, but our final answer should be the same. I always like to label my vertex HK and my other point XY, so I put numbers in the right spots. So I'm going to put 3 in for Y. I don't know what A is. -1 goes in for X. And then minus a -2 gives me a +2 for H, +5 for K. My first step is to subtract 5 to the other side. So I have -2 equals A. If I simplify in this parenthesis, -1 plus 2 is 1 squared, which gives me just 1. So I find out that my a value equals -2. So when I put that back in my equation, remember I don't put any number in for y. I do put that a value in for a, no number for x. My h value goes in, and my k value. So my final answer, y equals -2, x plus 2 squared plus 5. And that's it.